In this video tutorial, we'll be making this Zodiac sign embroidery. It's okay if your design is not the same sign shown in the video. All of the steps are the same. Let's begin by threading the needle using one strand of the plain white thread. Push the thread through the eye of the needle and pull the end until you've met the opposite end of the thread. Cross the ends of the thread behind the needle to make the shape of a lowercase t. Loop the thread around the needle 2 to 3 times, pinch, and then begin to pull while wiggling the pinched section and pulling all the way to the end to make a knot. For the lines on the constellation, we will be using straight stitches. Bring the needle up through one of the stars or circles on the constellation and bring it back down through the next dot or star. You will essentially be connecting the dots, creating lines with straight stitches. When you get down to about 4 or 5 inches of thread, we'll secure with the knot by pushing the needle underneath one of your last stitches, creating a loop, and then bringing that needle through the loop, either using the eye of the needle to come through if the thread is very short, or the point of the needle. Either one is fine, it's just easier using the back end or the eye of the needle if the thread is short. Next, we'll be using the back stitch for both the word as well as the symbol for the zodiac sign. Bring the needle up from the back of the fabric and down again through the fabric about 1/4 inch away. For each succeeding stitch, bring the needle up through the back of the fabric and then go back to the end of the last stitch you created, hence the name the back stitch. For curved areas, it's easier to create the curved lines if you make smaller stitches. For the stars, you will need 2 doubled strands of glow-in-the-dark thread. We're going to start by bringing the needle up from the back of the hoop. I'm going to hold it taut about 1 inch or 1.5 inches away from where the thread came out of the fabric, and then I'm going to wrap it around the needle 2 times, still holding it taut, while I guide the needle back down pretty close through the hole where it initially came up. Then I'm going to pull and drag it back down through the fabric. And there is our knot. We are going to continue repeating this. And for some of these, you may want to include some of these sequins. In order to do so, after you bring the needle up through the fabric, you can pull the sequin down through the needle all the way until it's laying on the fabric, and then we will create our French knot. Bring it back down through the hole of the sequin. And pull. If you would like to vary the sizes of the stars, you can either wrap around the needle less or you can wrap around the needle more. So for example, anywhere between 1 to 3 wraps around the needle would work to create your French knot to change the size. Our very last step will be to secure the backing. To do that, we are going to take one strand of thread. We are not going to tie a knot or double it this time. Leave one of the ends loose. And we will be using a running stitch, which means that we will be passing our thread in and out of the fabric. So just like you're weaving it in and out, once you get the hang of it, you can kind of bring the needle back and forth a few times. And we'll do this coming all the way around. As you come all the way around, make sure that both ends of the thread are facing out instead of in towards the hoop. Now I've come to the end of my thread here and all the way around the circle. I'm going to take off my needle, and then I am just going to tie once and pull the ends of the thread together, and to secure, I'll tie a few more knots. Can trim off the excess here. And let's reveal our piece.